Police officers in Oakland, Tennessee, brutally assaulted a black man after stopping him for a minor traffic violation. Now, the victim here is 25-year-old Brandon Calloway, who, according to his attorney, was stopped by police at his home and severely beaten after he is alleged to have ran a stop sign. Now, this is according to his attorney, Andre Wharton. Let's see. Calloway allegedly failed to stop for a stop sign while driving 12 miles over the speed limit. Oh my God. An Oakland police officer identified in an affidavit as Officer D. Jackson followed him to his father's home. Calloway then stopped his car in front of his home as police were pursuing him, turned around and told police that he did stop for the stop sign. So maybe, I don't know, rolling stop, possibly. Ran inside his home. According to an affidavit obtained by HuffPost, officers at the home then called for backup. Police forced their way inside the house without warning, according to Wharton. Officers then detained Calloway and then beat him. Beat him in several areas of his body with a baton, tased him, slammed him on the ground, and then once he was on the ground, one of the officers had stepped on his head and neck, according to Wharton. Well then, they then arrested him after he was hospitalized. He was charged with evading arrest, resisting arrest, of course, disorderly conduct, failing to stop at a stop sign, and speeding. All of this was from a traffic violation? How did that turn into a vicious beating? I think we know the answer. He's black. Look, they beat him so bad that he was unconscious for a traffic stop, a goddamn traffic stop. That's it. There's absolutely no reason for that kind of brutality against somebody who did not fight back. Oh, but you don't understand. He actually committed the greatest, most grievous crime, disagreeing with a police officer. Okay, but disagreeing with a police officer doesn't mean that they should beat the hell out of you. If you have to restrain this person and then arrest him, fine, okay. It doesn't matter if he disagreed with the officer about the stop sign. Guess what? If you have video, if you have dash cam footage that proved that he ran the stop sign and he was speeding, whatever, okay, well then you have a chance to prove that in court. Instead, they decided to be judge, jury, and near executioner and go in and beat the hell out of him. That's horrifying. The biggest crime Calloway committed was disrespecting a police officer while being black. But again, it's Tennessee. I'm not surprised. Now, Oakland Police Chief Chris Earls did tell HuffPost on Thursday that one of the officers involved in the incident had been relieved of duty. And that the case has been turned over to the DA. That's Mark Davidson. That's fine. But Wharton also pointed out that two other officers who were involved in the beatings haven't been charged, haven't been relieved of duty, and that one of them may have been borrowed from another department, and therefore we got to go after them as well. Now, the case had also been turned over to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, a law enforcement agency often tasked with handling fatal and, in some cases, non-fatal law enforcement interactions with civilians. Now, the thing about Tennessee, though, is that we haven't really seen any cases where police had actually faced any sort of consequences in these. So, look, I'm not really sure if they're going to see a whole lot of justice here. Wharton said the investigation could last weeks to months. Now, Wharton also asked, where was the training, and if there was training? And is this how they are training, to take actions first and ask questions later? Now, I leave that quote in here because the answer to that, of course, is yes. Police are trained like this. They are trained to be cowards. They are trained to shoot first and ask questions later. Now, in this case, of course, there was no shooting. And thank goodness for that, because instead of severely beaten, Calloway would be dead. But that's still not, it's still not right. No, this is definitely a case, at least it seems like it to me, of escalation by the officers. They had no reason at all to treat this man the way that they did.